What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Autobahn. My name is Max, and today we are taking a look at the new Lotus Emira. This is actually the second time we're driving this car. You might have seen the yellow car already on our channel, but that was a pre-production model that had some technical issues, so we weren't able to record a review. This is also a pre-production model, but it is a different car and it should work today. So this is a magma red Emira, which is absolutely stunning. I mean, this car, wow, what a car. It's like a baby supercar. It's a baby McLaren, it's a baby 488 Ferrari. It has a lot of really cool details and it just looks the business. And especially if you consider the price, it is the price of a Porsche Cayman, but you get like supercar appeal. So it definitely offers a lot for the money, and it is also like the most modern sports car Lotus has built in a while, and it is also the last sports car that Lotus will build with an internal combustion engine. So it is also a goodbye to the internal combustion engine. So at the front, we don't have a frunk on this car, so I'm guessing they do a lot of cooling here. There's definitely a fan and a radiator in there, and this is for heat extraction, I can imagine. But what a beautiful car, right? Let me know in the comments what you think. I think this is super stunning. We've got some grating here with a radiator behind there, another one there, and then some other stuff that in there. Beautiful headlights as well with an Emira logo in there. And then these gorgeous 20-inch wheels with Lotus brakes behind that. The brakes are really good, nice and beefy pedal. And then around that we've got Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires. They are, as you can see, they have been used. They have been used a bit, I would say. That is completely gone. But if you go for the sport chassis, you get a tire like this with the car. If you go for the touring option or the tour option, you get like a more street ready tire. I'm guessing a PS4S, but this is a really nice combo for this car, because you have like a short mid-engined car with a lot of grip. Yeah, already, I mean, it's been set up for grip, and then you have these sticky tires. It's a really nice combo. Air intake here on the side, and then we arrive at the rear. I mean, just as gorgeous. It's not often that you walk around a car and you think like there's no bad angle, right? It doesn't matter where you stand. Some loud birds. It doesn't matter where you stand, it's always beautiful. Definitely some Avija influences on the rear with those like triangular air ducts, and then this rear bumper design, very beautiful, with gorgeous rear light as well. I mean, they have really outdone themselves. Design wise, this thing is epic. Cool exhaust as well. I love the grating there, so you can see stuff happening. You can see the exhaust there, you can see parts of the suspension. That looks awesome. And then you actually have a bit of a boot here, and you can see the engine. So this should be able to fit a bag of golf clubs, and then you've got the engine. So this is the 3.5 liter V6 supercharged that they've been using for ages. I mean, it's quite an old engine, and that does kind of show. It feels, I don't know, a bit sluggish. It's not really that quick to rev. Yeah, it's definitely showing its age. I mean, seeing the fact that this is the last internal combustion sports car, I get that they're not going to like reinvent it, but it does show its age, which is a shame. You do have a supercharger bypass valve that you can see, so you can actually see that thing working in your mirror, which is really cool. But it's not the most charismatic of engines. They are also coming out with a 4-cylinder. They actually, I think the first tests of that car have been online already. So with the AMG 2 liter with 365 horsepower, which, yeah, is even less than this engine has. This has 400 horsepower, 420 newton meters for the manual, 430 newton meters for the automatic, which you don't want. You want the manual. But then, you know, the 4-cylinder 365, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a little bit lighter, of course. This weighs 1430 kilos, something along those lines, which is not that light either. So yeah, I mean, I sometimes kind of struggle to really find the essence of Lotus in here. It feels like a GT-ish car, and I don't really understand where the weight comes from, because yeah, it's not that big, right? It's slightly bigger than a Cayman, I think, but that relatively high weight combined with the engine that does not feel that rev happy, it kind of makes you feel that it's even more heavy, you know. So we've got a big door sill here, not as big as before, of course, so it is really set up a bit more for comfort. And then in here, I mean, this is a big step up from past Lotus cars. Leather on the dash, Alcantara, leather down here, a really good KEF audio system, and then these super nice seats, very supportive, seating position is good. As I said, you can see the engine back there, which is nice, you can really hear it as well. And then we've got a 6-speed manual, which, as we know from Lotus, does not really like to shift fast. It can be a bit clunky, a bit, I don't know, not too smooth and not too easy, but it is a manual and it has a V6, so I'm not going to complain about that too much. And the cabin, I have to say, is really nice. The only thing which is actually like a thorn in my eye is this like horrible overgrown fingernail that is hiding the start-stop button. I don't understand why that is there. That should have been, you know, nowhere near this car, probably in the trash. It looks like something on Cruella de Vil's fingernail. It's not great. I don't really like that. And yeah, no, don't do that. I would honestly get rid of that thing if I would buy this car. But anyway, steering wheel is this like weird shape, but I quite like it. Flat bottom and sort of a squarish look, but I dig it. I think it looks cool, and it's a good steering wheel to hold. It is quite thick, but you have these buttons here which you sometimes hit accidentally, which, yeah, you know, whatever. Not a big problem, but just a bit of an inconvenience. We have the sport chassis on this car, I'm going to assume, because we also have Cup 2s. And so they are passive dampers, but you do have a driving mode button there. So you can switch between Tour, Sport, you can hear the exhaust valve open, and then track even more. And that's for the powertrain, the exhaust and the stability. And then you can hold this button for traction control off, which we are going to do. And yeah, let's head out for a drive. The engine though does produce a... oh, it produces a very good sound. You have that supercharger right behind you, so that sounds amazing. The V6 sounds amazing. The rumble in the exhaust. Yeah, that is proper fun. You can feel that the car has been set up to have fun. Oh my god, with the window down, it's really amazing. Don't know if the horses... ah, they're over there. Nice. So yeah, sound really good. Very nice combo of that supercharger with that V6, which sounds kind of deep, and then those little burbles you get, which is a yeah, very good sound. So good job on that, Lotus. Love that. So down low, you don't have that much power. It's really like the mid-range starts to gain a little bit of strength, and then really the like upper part above 6,000, that is where it starts to gain real power. But that sounds really good. Turn in, very good, very direct. Steering itself, even though it's hydraulically assisted, feels a bit numb. But you know, the good thing is that it does exactly what you want it to do. It's very direct. Feedback is not great. It feels like the car has been set up a bit more on the softer side, a bit more on the compliant side. Maybe also to set itself apart, you know, to really be able to distinguish itself from the competitors. Because what are you looking at? Porsche Cayman, GTS, the 718 4.0. So the Boxer 6, which is just amazing. That car is really good. You're looking at like the same price. And of course the Alpine A110. I think you can get an R for this money. So 4.3 should be possible. I actually don't remember what we did last time, but as always, it will be quite hard to get close to that. But as usual with manual gearboxes, it will be difficult to get close to that. Oh, that sounds proper good. Oh yeah, amazing. It's just that engine, it's not really able to convince me. Like, I feel like it needs a bit more power. They say it's 400 horsepower, but I'm guessing that is really like only at the top. Above like 6,000, red line is at 86, so I feel like it only delivers that 400 horsepower for a very short amount, and the rest of the time it's like building up to that from, I don't know, 300 horsepower maybe. So it doesn't really convince there, but I mean, it's enough to have fun. On a curvy road, it's definitely enough to have fun. But it doesn't feel as eager to go as like a 718 GTS. It does stick though. That is quite impressive. Can't really see the rev limiter, but should be able to see that on the GoPro flashing. There. Fifth gear is quite long, as you can hear. And then the top speed. It should be able to do 290 kilometers an hour. So let's find out. It is 8:30 in the evening, so it should be nice and quiet. Sixth gear. As you can see, you need like quite a lot of space. That was 273. 290? I don't really think so. I don't think this car will do 290 kilometers an hour. Quite a lot of wind noise as well from the driver's side window there. Oh, that supercharger is really loud. So it is very stable at this high speed. 270, what is that, 6, 7? Let's find out, shall we? Another car going to the left there. 279. I don't think we will be able to get close to 290. That's also not GPS speed. So didn't even talk about the infotainment and stuff. This is quite a good system. It's very basic, very clean, graphically as well, very good. I like that. I like the little race driver you get in the climate system. And it's, you know, you have everything you need. Screen there as well, looks fine. Yeah, don't really have anything to complain on that front, really. I think Lotus did a good job. And it is, for what it's worth, it is one of the very last like true sort of analog feeling sports cars you can buy, and I think that is a very welcome thing to have. It doesn't really matter if you like it or not. It is still an analog car with a V6, with a supercharger, with a manual gearbox that goes around the corner really well. It is very compliant. It does what you want it to do. It's just, would you leave a Porsche 718 GTS 4.0 at the dealer? I'm not sure. If you want a really good like car for every day, I think the Porsche, you know, is the better all-round car. I also like that drivetrain better. If you compare it to the Alpine, I think this is much more grown up, much more value for money, and you have a V6 instead of a 4-cylinder. So yeah, the Porsche is better for every day. The Alpine is the lightest of the three. And I think this is the only one with supercar appeal. I mean, it's got the curb appeal of a car that is twice the price, right? It's a baby Ferrari, it's a baby McLaren. Looks wise, this thing will like turn heads, which a 718 won't do and an Alpine won't do. It's just, there are some issues with quality still that they have to resolve. And it does not have 400 horsepower. At least not for a very long time. But it is an amazing car. I've had a laugh with it. I've enjoyed it. I love listening to it. I love driving it. I just wish that engine would feel as sweet as that Porsche Flat 6. Then you would have like an amazing car. But I do feel like Lotus have grown a lot, and this is a very grown-up car, very mature car that can compete with a Porsche on a lot of levels. And I think that, you know, that is that in itself is an accomplishment, I would say. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. You can also check out this video or this playlist. See you at the next one. Bye guys.